Yo, this Cornermen Radio, we live. Some breaking news. I got to say something real quick. Hold up.
No, y'all don't understand me, but you're on the haters. Murder.
Yeah, it's murder. What up, Danny, man? What you think about this Keith Thurman news?
I find it interesting. It opens stuff up, and he had no choice. He hasn't defended in a while. He has 2 belts. There's a lot of people. That division is stacked. Everybody's looking for a shot. So it leaves opportunity for Garcia to get his belt back, for Porter to get another shot. So it's wide open now. So he had no choice. He gave it up, and now it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Hey, man, it's a chess move by Keith, because was he supposed to? I mean, he's been out a while, but was he supposed to face back-to-back guys he already beat? Let's be honest. Hell no. It's a chess move. Dump that WBC. He got the WBA. So, you know, he kept the WBA, so you know he ain't going nowhere. It makes everything bigger. Keith Thurman, Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia, head-to-head at the Barclays Center. It's going to be live. It's going to be for a championship. This is what PBC does. They create the best drama in boxing right now. And then when Keith comes back, bam, the storyline. Let me get my belt back. Let me get my belt back without having to go through another gauntlet. Because he has been out a while, but he did ride a gauntlet for a while. Plus, who in the game has had back-to-back fights? I know they were spaced, pretty far in between, but there's nobody in boxing that faced guys like Shawn Porter and Danny Garcia back-to-back at that level. So it is a chess move, and it's a smart move by Keith Thurman and his team. You know what I mean? They're sitting back politicking. They're probably laughing. Al Heyman probably told them, hey, man, go ahead and do that. You're only stirring up more drama for the welterweight division in one of the hottest eras right now in boxing. This time, everybody, you got to enjoy this time of boxing. You got so many people talking about boxing. You got YouTube channels. You got the Barclays Center, the hotbed of boxing. It doesn't get better than that. This is a great era to be a boxing fan, and Keith Thurman is playing chess right now. Come on. That's my take. So I can't wait, man. So what do you think? Does Keith come back? Does he look at he's going to want to come back? I think a good fight for him is Adrian Broner, if he can get Broner in the ring, or get a little. Does he really want to go to a tune-up now? He could just get that. If he could finagle to get Broner in the ring, man, that's a big fight.
That is a big fight. It's up to him. Before he vacated, he was talking about getting at least a tune-up before facing anybody else. So now he's out for this long. Does he want that tune-up or does he not? Because then if he wants that tune-up, a lot of stuff is going to play out in boxing and all the different with all the other belts. You have MATTHYSSE facing Pacquiao. You have Spence as a defense against Ocampo. You have Porter facing Garcia. So when he comes back, the whole playing field could be completely different, and he could have his choice. But do you want to come back and get a belt real quick, or do you want to wait and see how stuff plays out?
Well, he's going to automatically already have the WBA, so he could also, you're right, he could also turn a cold shoulder and be like, you know what, I could fight for that WBC belt when I want to. If Porter wins, let's just say hypothetically Porter wins, Keith might be like, I don't want to have that rematch right now, and might force Porter to fight Spence. Might be like, yo, Porter, why don't you go unify with? Why don't we give Spence a tough fight? Because Keith basically, this is how Keith feels, man. You know what I mean? This is how he feels right now. I fought 2 tough fights. I came out on top. Let me breathe a little bit. This is how I feel like he thinks. Spence fought a guy, Kell Brook, which was a great fight. But let's be honest, Brook's eye was fucking battered. He was moving up. He moved up in weight and dropped back down. So he wants these guys to kind of wear and tear each other out before he gets in the ring with them. You know what I mean? To kind of even things out. So
imagine
how he thinks.
Imagine if Pacquiao wins. Wouldn't he want an opportunity to face a legend and a payday?
Exactly. That's another opportunity. All these guys got all these guys. It's a great landscape for all these guys. Broner has options. Vargas has options. Amir Khan. They can mix and match anything. I'm not sure if Pacquiao, You think if he beats Matthysse, you know, I thought I heard mention of him. This is his last fight. Like he's retiring. I know, you know, people say that, and you know, a deal gets offered. So
exactly, money talks. So we'll see what happens. But if he wins, obviously everybody if Pacquiao wins and this is not his last fight, everybody's gonna want a shot at him. Everybody's gonna want a shot. If Crawford beats Horn, he's gonna have a belt. Everybody's excuse for not facing Crawford was he don't got a belt. He don't got a belt. He gets a belt, people are gonna have to listen. And you have Spence with a belt. Most likely he'll keep his belt when he does his defense. If Pacquiao wins, everybody's gonna want a shot at him because it's a payday. Porter and Garcia, if whichever one wins, is going to say the same thing. Everybody's going to want that shot at Pacquiao if he wins, or Crawford, because they're going to say, oh, you know what, he hasn't been tested at 147, he has a belt, I'm going to try to take that belt. So 147 is stacked. It could play out a lot of different ways. Thurman right now has the opportunity to sit back and watch, and like you said, he can play chess. He'll let them move, let them pick each other apart, and he can see who exposes who. He can face almost anybody he wants when he comes back. He was the two-time champ. Everybody wants a two-belt champ. Everybody wants a shot at him, too, so they can prove that in order to be the man, you got to beat the man. He was unified. They're going to take shots at him, too. He feels he's in a position of power, so he's on top. He's playing. He's reviewing the chessboard, like you said. He's playing chess. He's reviewing the chessboard. We'll see how the pieces play out. When he comes back, he's going to have options. And Broner's going to bring attention and the drama to Barkley, the same thing. That's an opportunity there, too. You got Khan smacking off, talking trash. Amir Khan's another one. He's fast with his hands, but he got that chin.
There's no,
so we'll see what happens.
There's no, you're right, man. There's no real cash cow at 147 right now. There's no, you know what I mean? These guys are all making about the same. And looking at it, though, it's going to be interesting. Cause I feel like Crawford's going to hold that WBO belt. We got Spence with the IBF. Danny Porter, are you leaning towards somebody in that fight? Or who are you leaning towards in that fight, honestly? Like, a gun to your head.
That pressure that Porter puts is crazy. It's hard to – people think it's easy. Oh, he's going to come at you. It's going to be easy to hit him. But he stifles your punches. He's on you from the beginning of the belt to the end of the belt, and the end of the belt at the end of the round. And if you don't have the stamina to withstand that, it's going to catch up to you. Garcia has that hook that can end the fight at any time, but Porter has a decent chin. He got caught by surprise by Broner that one time. But it'll be a crazy fight, and it all depends on the judges. If the judges are going to score points for Porter's aggression, he could probably get the nod. And if it's in Barclays, you know Garcia is going to be a favorite there. So it's how it's going to play out. I don't think either one is going to knock the other one out. You may get a knockdown here or there, but I like Porter's aggression that he's going to be on 100% from the time the bell rings to the end. It's going to be a messy fight. I don't know if Garcia can hold him off. He might be able to land some clean shots. He might be able to be more accurate, but I think the pressure is a bit too much. Garcia has been out for a while, too.
Garcia is now, like, he's been at 147 a while, so he's real strong, in my opinion, right now. Like, people are going to see he's peaking at his 147. So it's a perfect time for him to fight Porter because Porter's been making 140. He's just had to make 147 for a long time, and he's a solid guy. So don't, you know what I mean? I grew up boxing. My dad has a gym, and I'm telling you right now, honestly, it's not easy for Porter to make that 147. Trust me. So you're going to see a strong Danny. I'm not saying he's going to win the fight because Porter always puts in the hard work and always comes in shape. But people are going to be surprised about Danny's performance in this fight. And just little half step back, that's all he's got to do in the gym. Little half step back, crack left hook, little half step back, boom, boom, boom. He's very precise and accurate, and he's a good puncher. It's going to be his clean shots versus Porter's ugly work. Will Danny throw enough, though? That's his problem. That's a counterpuncher's problem.
Exactly.
Do they throw enough punches to win the fight? But
and if you're going to keep Porter at bay, you have to throw punches in volume to keep him at bay, keep him honest. If you're not going to throw punches, he's going to get in on you, and it may not score him a lot of points, but he's going to get you tired. It leaves you open.
Danny has better body work than Keith. You know, we've seen how Keith did. Keith moved around with it, you know what I mean, and could stop on a dime and throw a punch. But Danny will take the half step back. He's gonna put in good body work early on Porter. So I'll be interested to see how Porter looks in that fight. And I did notice that Porter, you know, he hurt his arm in the Granados fight, but still, I noticed that trust me, bro, he's having trouble. You know what I mean? I'm speculating, obviously, but he's starting. That's why he's getting frustrated. He wanted a shot because that 147 is starting to become a problem for him to make. Trust me, this is a perfect time for Danny to get Porter. So I'm gonna lean towards Danny just slightly, and I know I'll be in the you know, not many people will be leaning towards Danny, but other than his fans, but I'll be in the minority there. But we'll see. And then you got, what's the other belt? The you know, MATTHYSSE and Pacquiao fighting for the regular strap. And yeah, the 147 look interesting. But let's move on. Let's talk about some other news that came out. And another fight I really like, Mikey Garcia versus Robert Easter Jr. I get your take.
I think that's a good fight. It's unification. I'm always for unification fights. They're both undefeated, I believe. So it's a good matchup. You have Easter with the length and the distance. But Garcia, I got him on another level. He's fought some tough fights. He's showed that he has the power to knock you out. He took on a bigger guy in Lipinets, and even Lipinets was surprised at how hard he hit. And it's like, wow, this dude is strong. So Garcia, I feel, is on another level. It should be a good fight.
Yeah.
I think Easter puts up a good effort, but in the end, I think Garcia is going to take it.
Yeah, good prediction, man. I ought to say, I think it's a win-win for Robert Easter, even if he loses, because he's had some really good, hard-earned victories. You know, people are upset because they want to see him use his length and reach, but he just, you know what I mean? He's got to get a little more Vernon Forrest in him, but he just loves to smother like a Paul Williams, but he's got to get that jab going. But I will say this: he's not going to win against Mikey. It'll have to be some kind of upset, like Kelly. You know, when people were rooting hard when Kelly Pavlik beat Jermaine Taylor. Like, it's going to be, you know, people are going to be rooting for Robert Easter, but he's going to need a serious night at the. He's going to need his best night. But I will say that he will be. People are going to be surprised because he's got heart and he's got a good chin at lightweight, and as hard as Mikey hits, I think people at the end of the day are going to give Robert his respect in that fight, and you know, he'll take the loss. It should be a good fight.
I think it'll be a good experience for him. He has the capabilities, like I said, skill-wise, he does have skill. Mikey, I think, is on another level though. If he has his A game on and uses what he has to the best of his ability, like I said, he got crazy reach. If you know how to use that reach.
That's the thing, though. I don't think we can expect, because we watched him now against Shavakov. Shavakov ended up dictating, getting on the inside. Robert bit down, out-hustled a smaller guy on the inside somehow, escaped. But the same thing with the Kami fight. The Kami fight was fun. So the Kami fight was awesome. But he scrapped. He likes to scrap. Like, this guy can't. I mean, I don't think we can expect him to use his reach anymore, because it's like, bro, you should have used your reach again. I was waiting. He was supposed to just tag Fortuna from the outside and just walk him in the right hand and have a good jab, man. It's crazy.
Exactly. He makes it harder for himself than it has to be. So
it must be that about Billion's camp. They don't. Their boxing IQ isn't there, bro. Their boxing IQ isn't there. They just don't know how to think. They got good skills, but in the ring IQ during a big fight, I haven't seen it, man, from Broner or him.
I feel you. Like I said, with that height and that length, anybody who knows how to use those skills will make a fight easy, because you just have that distance, the height, you keep him away, and you're going to win on points. But for whatever reason, he likes to scrap, he likes to get down. It's just sometimes you have to let that ego go with the flash and be like, you know what? It's about winning. So you got to go to the basics. The basics, footwork and the jab will work wonders. You open up the right hand with that jab, and that if you're going to beat Mikey, you have to keep him at bay. You have to keep him honest. And if you have that length, that's the best way to do it. If you're going to be close and give Mikey the opportunity to get in on you and land some of those hooks and some of those shots, he got power in both hands. It's not wise, but it is what it is. He's going to fight his fight. He does have the possibility of doing the upset, but I think it's highly unlikely given Mikey Garcia. Anybody else, I'll give Easter more of a shot, but Garcia in the last few fights, every time I see him, I'm like, you know what? He's serious. Like, between him and Crawford and Lomachenko, those three, I'm like, wow. That's the level that right now it's like, okay, you got A, B, C. These people, there's not even a scorecard for that. There's not even a grade for that. They're on another level. Like, you know what? We gotta switch them to a different grade because they too far ahead.
Yeah, man, I agree. These guys are on some shit right now. So that's your top three pound for pound right there.
For right now, you have Crawford who's unified. He switches up lefty to righty, and he does it so seamlessly. And he does what he has to do to win. If he got to scrap, he scraps. If he got to box, he boxes. So he's fought people smaller and faster. He's fought people bigger. He does what he needs to do to win. He doesn't have a specific style.
I want to ask you before I forget, because me and Bars keep going back and forth. Well, actually, we agree on this one, but like, if this fight does go down, Jamal Charlo versus Danny Jacobs, I don't see it happening. You know what I mean? I feel like, I'm not gonna say anything. What's your take if that fight were to happen, though?
Jacobs is one of my favorites. Jacobs is one of my favorites, and from the middleweights, Jacobs is one of the top ones for me. I think Jacobs has the experience, the ring IQ, the composure. This dude in his personal life has been through some stuff, so there ain't nothing in the ring gonna phase him. I'm sorry, there's nothing in the ring that's gonna phase him. He can get dropped. Say no more. We're on the same page, so say no more. And I'm a big fan of Jamal Charlo. He's accurate. He's precise. He's a great counterpuncher. He's got Ronnie Shields in his corner. But the one thing I see is he doesn't have A+ feet. He got everything, and he doesn't have A+ everything. He's just like really good at everything. But like Jacobs can do it. Jacobs can go side to side, stop on a dime. Go ahead. Yeah. My concern with Charlo is I see he has, like, when you at first glance, like, you know what, he's good. But I haven't seen him tested. And once I see him in a test, like a test with Jacobs, even if he loses, I can say, you know what, he's the Trout fight was a good one. I give him that. Who's a bigger, stronger version of Trout with more pop? I mean, I know Danny switch hits, but what I'm saying by that movement, like, Danny's going to present a lot of different things that, like you said, Jamal hasn't seen. And that experience is key. So that'd be a hell of a fight. I would love to see that. Fingers crossed it happens. Yeah. But yeah, my money would be on Danny Jacobs on that one. Yeah. Now, the last bit of news for today, man. I think I seen WBC ordered DILLIAN White versus Ortiz. What's your take on that? That should be a good one. It'll be interesting. White is an interesting character. If people don't know about him from the UK, he's a trash talker. He's funny. He throws a lot of body punches. He has a decent chin. He's okay. Ortiz, it was just that power from Wilder that people don't expect. That power is just too much. I didn't expect him to go out like that because he's naturally big, and you see the mass he has on him. Wilder's strong and he's kind of lanky. Ortiz is just solid. So I didn't expect that. So I actually thought Ortiz had a good chance of beating Wilder. He landed that punch, got hurt. I think Ortiz, boxing-wise, the Cuban school, is going to be a bit too much for White, but it should be interesting. White is always going to come and fight. He's going to talk smack. But I think Ortiz will catch him.
Yeah, Barzini is back. What y'all was talking about?
What were we talking about?
What subjects y'all went through?
We spoke about everything. Right now we're just talking about WBC mandating DILLIAN White against Ortiz.
Oh, yeah. Man, it's crazy, man. The thing about this matchup is I love Luis Ortiz. He's my second favorite heavyweight. But is it wrong for me that I don't want him to win this fight? Because I do not want to see no Ortiz and Wilder rematch?
Ain't nothing wrong with that. It is what it is.
I really don't like. I really don't like that. I don't like that idea. I don't want to see no rematch. Yeah, it was good fight for so far, but we don't need to see that again. I want to see Dillian Whyte and Wilder. So it's going to seem really, I don't even know how to explain it, but I'm going to want Dillian Whyte to win, even though Luis Ortiz is my second favorite heavyweight. It's going to seem
I could agree with you on that, just because the build-up of Whyte versus Wilder, the trash talk between the two of them, is going to make it interesting. And then in the ring, I don't think Whyte has that much of a chance. I think Wilder knocks him out also, but it'll be entertaining and it'll be fun. So I can see what you mean. Like Ortiz is more, focused and quiet. It was very serious. The build-up was, it is what it is. Wilder was the one doing all the talking. Ortiz did put up a good fight. I think he was ahead on most of the cards before he felt that power and got hurt. But yeah, I think Wilder would be entertaining, the build-up and the fight itself. I don't know if Whyte is going to be able to beat Ortiz, but I can see why you want to see something new. You don't want to see the same thing. You don't always want to see Cleveland versus Golden State every single time.
Right.
You want to mix it up.
Right.
You want to see something else. And it was a good fight. It is what it is. But yeah, there's a lot of other people and a lot of opportunities out there for other people. So yeah, I agree with you. I think the more entertaining fight would be Whyte versus Wilder.
Word. It's going to be, because that is exciting, man. The reason why, see, a lot of people really want to see Joshua and Wilder, and I get it. You want to see one champion. You want to see who's the best between them. These guys, they're knocking out everybody. But for me, I'm not a fan of Joshua. Nothing wrong with Joshua, but I like ruthless, savage, talk trash fighters, man.
Wilder should take the fight with Whyte. I think Wilder should take the fight with Whyte for the simple fact because Whyte can say he dropped Joshua at least once. He can say that he dropped him once. And if Wilder can take him out quicker in a better fashion than than Joshua did, he can say, you know what, I can beat anybody you can beat, and I can beat them better.
Right.
So I can see him wanting to fight Whyte and just ending him.
Right. Well, I hope Dillian Whyte wins this fight. I don't even know if Dillian Whyte gonna take it because he's in two title eliminators. He's with this Pulev fight and this Luis Ortiz fight. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see what he does. This is what Wilder wanted for the longest. He was like, if you beat Ortiz, I'll fight you right after that. So it plays into Wilder's hands if it happens, but I really want to see Dillian Whyte and Wilder. I'm excited for that fight. I'm not excited for the Joshua and Wilder fight. It's going to seem crazy and shocking to a lot of boxing fans, but I'm not crazy for that fight matchup. But what else y'all went to? Y'all went through all the WBC topics?
We went through Garcia versus Easter. We went through Thurman Vacates in the WBC. We went through all that stuff. All the 147 is stacked and the options. And Thurman is playing chess, and he's going to sit and watch the board, and he has options when he comes back. He can continue to defend the WBA, or he can try to get his WBC back. He can try to unify. If we're trying to see, Pacquiao, this is his last fight. If it's not his last fight, if this is not Pacquiao's last fight, everybody's going to want a shot at him. Everybody wants that payday. So I think we went through all the breaking news.
Oh, see, Keith, I really didn't want to see this happen. I really didn't want to see this happen for the minor fact of I know Shawn Porter and Danny Garcia is not going to fight Earl Spence. I wanted Shawn Porter to be forced to fight Earl Spence. You know what I mean? Because
from all the guys at 147, who are the guys with Heyman at 147? Thurman,
you got
Garcia,
Jesse,
Spence,
Garcia,
Porter.
5 guys.
So you have this opportunity that Heyman can make his people happy. Thurman vacates. He sits out because he's injured. Porter and Danny Garcia get their shot. Everybody wants their shot. They get their shot. Spence has his belt. He's going to defend it. So, that's a tough thing to be playing as the manager and have possibly 3 champs. And you got to keep all of that. Everybody's talking about unifying. you got to keep the people happy. So this is an opportunity that, you know, everybody stays happy a little bit longer. Garcia gets his shot. Porter gets his shot at a belt, and Garcia gets a shot at his belt again. Thurman sits out. He comes back. He has options to see what's going down, and 147 is stacked. It's going to be fun. Crawford, if he gets a belt, you know, if the relationship with Bob Arum and Pacquiao was still good, if Pacquiao won and Crawford won, you know they were going to try to do that one next, Crawford versus Pacquiao. But we don't know if Pacquiao's going to fight again. Technically, that was his last fight with Arum. Arum isn't even promoting this one against Matthyssse. So I think that's a toss-up right there, too.
It's on the ESPN.
It's on ESPN, but I think that was his last fight. So who knows if it's still going to be if he's still going to be down with Arum. So we'll see what happens. If he stays with Arum, you know they're going to try to push Pacquiao and Crawford.
Yeah, sorry about that. So let's keep going.
My thing about this though, bro, it would have been better if Keith Thurman had the belts, because I wanted to see Spence and Crawford fight each other. Now that one of our Heyman fighters, another Al Heyman fighter gets that belt, Spence is going to try to make a unification there. And that's not what I want. I want to see Crawford and Spence fight each other so all the belts are on Al Heyman's stable. Now, I don't believe he's going to beat Crawford, but I'm saying is at least Spence will be in a fight, a fearsome fight. It's a pick 'em fight, right? So say, God forbid, or God willing, Spence wins that fight. He gets the belt, he brings him to the stable. Now we can have one undisputed champion. If Keith Thurman had the belt, Keith Thurman would have fought the winner. And it'd be one fight, an undisputed matchup.
True.
I just don't like this three-way thing. And if Keith vacates his WBA belt, you know, Manny and Lucas Matthysse or Manny gonna get the belt. So, but that's it. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. I know Danny for a fact, and Sean Porter is not fighting Spence. So, who knows? But the Mikey and Robert, I know y'all talked about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm finally happy that Robert might get a unification. I've been hearing about they trying to make this fight for over a year now, and it still ain't happened. So let's believe it to say the WBC is right. Mikey is really gonna fight Robert finally. We'll see. And if he does, my thing is I know Robert. If Robert wins, Robert will unify with Lomachenko and Linares winner. Is Mikey going to unify if he somehow pulls a miracle and beat Robert? Unify with Lomachenko and Linares, because I don't see Mikey working with Bobby Arum again, and that's the thing. That's why I'm not too excited for this fight anymore, because I don't believe Mikey. He just said I'd rather fight Spence before I will fight Lomachenko. What? He sound crazy, bro. And this is a guy who I interviewed on my show. That was sounding crazy.
I like Mikey.
You were fight.
I like Mikey, but what he makes me laugh is I think after Lomachenko, I forgot who Lomachenko beat. He went on his Twitter and was like he was willing to fight him, and they had that whole Twitter back and forth. And then when it came to them negotiating, coming down to it, all of a sudden Mikey's like, "Oh, win a belt at my weight class, and then I'll fight you." It's like, wait a second, you said you was gonna fight him, and now you're gonna backtrack like win a belt first. I'm like, this is Lomachenko. You know, it's you want to fight the best. You say you want to fight the best. Opportunity comes up, and then you're gonna throw that card, win a belt. So that's the only. I like him, but
if Mikey were to stay with Bob Arum, if he would have, he would have ended up fighting Lomachenko. It would have been Pacquiao Marquez all over again, and it would have been a counterpuncher versus. It would have been a similar stylistic, 4 times fighting each other, back to back, fights in between. But I think it's a good fight. But I truly believe, Lomachenko would have ended up, like Pacquiao. It would have been a good rivalry, put it that way. Mikey versus Lomachenko. I look at it like if it ever can happen, it's the next Marquez Pacquiao. And you know which guy's Marquez. That's Mikey. That's my take, honestly. I mean,
yeah.
But they're not going to, like Bar says, Mikey, I don't know. He's a free agent, though, so anything can happen. He could reconcile with Bob just to make the right money. It's all about the bank account.
Money talks, exactly.
Yep.
But the lightweight division is really suiting up right now because now we got Loma in the equation. So it's really good right now because by this summer we'll only have 2 champions at lightweight because I'm hearing Lomachenko is fighting Linares May 12th. Then he's fighting Ray Beltran in August, in the beginning of August. So that's good. And the Robert and Mikey fight is happening, I think, sometime in July. So this is going to be, we're going to have two champions in lightweight and one undisputed champion come out of this. But I hope Robert Easter win. He's a friend of the show. You know what I mean? It's the TBT over here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my bro James Easter. You know what I mean? But I hope Robert pulls it off, and this whole little, if you want to say a little tournament, if Robert wins this little lightweight tournament, but he's gonna be fighting the likes of Mikey, the winner of Linares or Lomachenko. Wow, it's amazing. But man, what else the WBC ordered? I don't know if y'all know Luke Campbell and YVAN MENDY is gonna have a rematch, and the winner is gonna be the mandatory Mikey Garcia. I don't know if y'all talked about that.
No, we didn't talk about that yet.
Yeah, I mean,
Campbell was good. He did okay against Linares. I think it was a decent fight. He put up a good effort, and he's a decent fighter. He's still learning and growing, so it is what it is. He keeps on. That's another name that eventually will be thrown in the mix. There's a lot of other up-and-coming kids that give him a little bit more time. We're going to be talking about their names as well. You have, Ryan Martin, who blue chipper, who is good, and he's still coming up too, and Luke Campbell is good. There's a lot of other guys that we can mention. So this boxing has a bright future.
But one thing the WBC also said, Miguel Berchelt and Miguel Roman, Berchelt gets a voluntary defense before, June 23rd, and then in the fall he will fight his mandatory Miguel Roman, who defeated Salido, who we thought Salido was going to have a big payout fight with Lomo rematch, but he took that away. But I like that match with Miguel Roman and Miguel Berchelt. What y'all think about that fight?
I think Roman is a tough guy. He fought a lot of people. It was crazy because you look at his box rec before he fought. He upset Salido. It was like, damn. But we never really seen him on TV, or I haven't. And he came in strong. I'm pretty sure he was eating that Mexican meat. Nah, I'm just playing. But but yeah, I like Berchelt. I like Berchelt, man. He's a Mexican boxer. You know what I'm saying? I like Mexicans like him who, you know what I mean, can stick, move. You know what I mean? They can bang, they can box, they could, they're a little more versatile. Miguel Roman likes to come in and try to find a home for that right hand. But I would definitely lean towards Berchelt, man.
I agree with you. I think Miguel Roman has a shot because he'll make it dirty, and he'll definitely fight to the end. There's no quitting him. But I favor Berchelt as well.
Yeah. Yo, man, I want to just talk about the summer, bro. The summer is heating up for Showtime and everything. Shit. If all these fights
the summer going to look like it's going to be the best summer, bro. Like, you got Mikey Robert, You got possibly Poland Danny. You got what else you got? You got Ray Belcher on Lomachenko. You got what else we got? We got Kovalev, Alida Alvarez.
But hold on, let's ask Danny. Let's ask Danny this question because I'm pretty sure you didn't. Me and Bar's been going back and forth. Another possible fight. Before I forget, I don't think Broner's gonna go. You know what I mean? What do I know? But I just don't think Broner's gonna go fight Khan in the UK because I feel like Broner is so much of an A-side. He gonna try to be like 50-50 with Khan, and Eddie Hearn's gonna be like, Khan's gonna be like, no, because Broner's been getting $1 million about that for each payday. So I could see that fight making sense here in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? But do you see that fight? Do you actually see Broner going to the UK to fight Khan? Because I don't. That's for Danny.
It'll be a big fight wherever it goes, but I agree with you. I don't think Broner will give in and be like, I'm going to go to UK and have them deal with most of the – I think he'll want to do it here. It would be a great fight, I think. Khan, for the most part, fought at 140, 147. There's a lot of guys with a lot more pop in their punches. So I don't know how long he'll last at 147, to be honest with you. Broner, he hasn't really knocked anybody out above 135 it is. So he has the skills. It's just if he's focused and he's actually going to do his thing. When you fight against Khan, all it takes is one punch. Can he land that one punch? Will Khan's speed be too much for him to even let his hands go? He's hard enough to let his hands go when people aren't throwing punches at him. But Khan is going to throw that jab, and he's going to be quick. So I think stylistically it's a good match. I would love them to fight, but I think the egos, somebody has to put their ego in check to make it happen. And I'm not sure if either one is willing to concede in that sense.
Yeah.
They both think they're A-side. They think that they're the ones that run the show, that they have all the fans. It will make sense for Khan to come fight over here. It would make sense for Broner to go fight in the UK. It would make sense financially. You can expand your audience, give yourself more opportunities, but they're both going to want to have home court advantage on that one. So I think politics will interfere, but if we had the chance for them to fight, I don't think it matters where they fight. I think it would be awesome. I would love to see that fight.
Yeah, I hear you. I just don't think Broner's going to want to look like a stepping stone before the Kell Brook fight. If they're going to have to overpay him if he does that. So, what's up, Bars? Anything else, man?
Nah, I think we got it on everything, man. But
we got it all.
Just know Keith Thurman is coming back. It's still Team One time, my number one favorite fighter. I'm 100% supporting Keith. You know what I mean? I hope he gets back, comes back. And
he'll be all right. He kept the WBA.
Well, I hope he keeps it. You know what I mean? We don't know.
Nah, he's chilling, man. Trust me. He's chilling, yo. He's chilling. He just made the division a little more hotter. He'll be sitting ringside for the Danny Porter fight. It's all good, man. This is only good for boxing. You know what I mean? Let him take his little break. If he's got a real injury, he's recovering. But Crawford's now at 147. Like we were talking earlier, it couldn't be a better place, better time for 147. You know, I thought all these other divisions were getting hot, and I was just looking forward to Thurman Spence not too long ago. I still am, but now it's boiling at 147. You can look left, right, straight, backwards, angles. You can't make a bad fight. If they do, that's just grimy to do to us. But yo, Danny, what's your Instagram page?
My Instagram is DLG Image Creations. So if you don't know, I make custom edits, flyers, posters, whatever. I'm a big boxing fan. Been a big boxing fan since I was little. I liked using Photoshop and doing photo editing, and then somebody once asked me to do a picture, and it kind of grew from there. And now I'm just scanning Instagram and Twitter, looking for any opportunities of people calling each other out, trying to do the matchups. So I just love when the matchups come up and just kind of just picturing, you know, if it was a perfect world and, you know, any matchup you can make can happen. I try to make it. If I could add fuel to the fire, I'm adding fuel to the fire.
All right. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah, y'all need to fuck with DLG Image Creation, man. The best artwork. If you want some dope artwork, you want to holler at Danny. just follow him, add him, DM him, and he tell you the prices and what he can do for you or whatever. Just holler at him, man. If you want a good artwork, just holler at him, man.
Get your artwork crispy.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. All right. Yeah, man. So, all right, let's call it a wrap. This is the Cornermen Radio.
We'll be back